Thank you for joining me on GynoCurious. Today, I am speaking about an opportunity that I hope you will all consider gifting yourself and or sharing with other women in your life. Please follow and share the show on wherever you get your podcasts. And today, I am really thrilled to be speaking with Inga. And I'm not even going to try to pronounce her last name. She will do it for us, and you'll know why I have hesitated. She's kind of a remarkable woman with a strong academic background, which includes a BA in ethnology and tourism and a master's degree in project management, who I'm looking forward to working with in 2027. Together with Tara Short and her company Green Adventures, we will be traveling together to Iceland in 2027. So I know this is a long way off from 2027, but I don't know about you, but I find time moves rather quickly. And if I am planning a trip, I tend to do it way ahead. But we also wanted to kind of let everyone know about this trip so you can budget for it and look forward to it and let us know you're interested in it, because I truly think this is a unique opportunity to travel with Green Adventures, to travel with Inga and myself. Inga has been leading groups in Iceland for years. She is Icelandic, and I wanted you to learn more about her and the opportunity that I've been speaking about. So welcome, Inga.
Thank you, Amy. So glad to be on your show today.
Thank you for being here. And so why don't you let people know how you pronounce your last name so they will understand my hesitation.
Yes, so my last name is Guðjónsdóttir. Yes, so
Beautiful.
Dóttir, the end is daughter, the same as in English. But Guðjón is my Christian name of my father, because here we don't have a lot of family names. We mainly take the Christian names of our father or our mother, and then we add either daughter or son behind it.
Oh, what a lovely tradition. And who chooses whether it's going to be the maternal or paternal lineage whose name gets used?
Well, that's the question of the parents, of course.
Okay.
But actually, you can also attach both of the Christian name of your parents to the name.
Great.
So it makes it a little bit complicated here.
Yeah. There are many cultures actually across the globe who have very interesting traditions around how they name. And certainly in Latin cultures, there's the propensity of using 3, 4, 5 names all, added together to honor both sides of the family. So
yeah.
Am I reaching you in Iceland today?
Yes.
Oh, that's great.
I am sitting here in our house in Reykjavik. So we actually have 2 houses. I just came from London last night. I was traveling with my girlfriend on a girls' weekend out.
Oh, how lovely. How lovely.
But I will be heading to the countryside.
Great. And your country home is in which part of the country?
It's the northwest part of Iceland. So it's about 2.5 hours from Reykjavik where we have our house.
So, it's interesting. Iceland is a place that I never heard folks talking about as a destination. And then I'm guessing, and maybe over the last 5 to 10 years, all of a sudden it is the place that folks are going to. And for some of us who live in the Northeast, part of it was there were, quick flights to Iceland, but it's more than that. There's no question that what folks have shared with me is that the beauty of the landscape, the beauty of its people are the reason that so many people I know go over and over again. And so I'm looking forward to talking about the land and talking about the culture of Iceland today. But I guess, why don't you start by just telling me a little bit about yourself and how did travel become a part of your work?
Yeah. So I am born in the Westfjords, which is the northwestern part closest to the Greenland, and raised up in a small village with about 90 people. Fishing industry, everything turns around fish there. And as soon as you could kind of stand above a table, you could go and work in the fish factory. So I started there at 12, like most children in the village. So we all had our summer jobs. And then as I grew, I wanted to do fashion design. And I went to Reykjavik to study. And then I worked in that industry until that was in the early 80s. And then everything collapsed. Our fashion industry collapsed here in Iceland. And I was out of work after only a few years in it. And I was just thinking what to do. So I did not want to go back to live in the Westfjords because, like I say, I would have had to work in some fish factory or something like that. And I didn't want that to be my life, kind of. And so accidentally, I learned French. And as I spoke French, because I did want to go to costume design school in Paris, and that's why I learned French. And a friend of my mom's, he was working in the tourist industry, and they needed French-speaking guides in Iceland. So she kind of pulled me in for one summer, and I liked it. And I tried the next summer after, and I really liked it. And then I decided to learn tourism and ethnology to know more about my country and my culture and things like that, so I would be a better guide. And then I took, a step forward, and I learned to did the professional guide school and everything. And mountains and tourists became my thing.
Great. And you've been working with Tara with Green Adventures for a bit now. I don't know how many years.
Yeah, a couple of years.
Yeah. And you and she have developed this mindfulness trip for women. And I'd like to start with just, mindfulness is a word that's become rather trendy, especially here in the States. And yet it's still meaningful. And I wanted to know kind of what does the practice of mindfulness mean to you and why you've incorporated it into these trips with Tara?
Yes. So, well, my story is that, like many of us, I had to work out some things from my life. And so I did a lot of therapies and a lot of different things. And I found out that one of the things with mindfulness is that when you go inwards and you meditate and be aware of how you are feeling and how things are around you, you become more grounded and a better person. So that's how I feel about mindfulness. It's being aware about everything around you and about yourself.
So the trip that I'm looking forward to doing with you is the incorporation of conversations and teachings about the perimenopause and menopause. And we're going to weave together the beauty of the landscape, your knowledge of the land and culture, but also of mindfulness. And I was hoping that you might describe to the listeners how you do that. How do you weave mindfulness into this week-long adventure?
Yes. So I'm not a wellness professional. I'm just a wellness practitioner. So I've been doing yoga for over 30 years and so on. But we weave in a practitioner that we go to. So we have her name is Svava Brooks. We go to her where we set count of the ground rules and get this group the boundaries for that group for the first day. That's our starting point. But then we are also using the nature. We use hot springs, cold waters, the sea, the mountain, the coastlines, and we do practices outside. And so I teach things that have helped myself in my life, grounding techniques to be more aware of the nature and just how you can make yourself feel better. I say it's like taking in the nature to heal yourself. So that's things that we go through on this week-long tour. And then we go also to sound bathing with a healing master. And we do some sauna session, meditational sauna sessions and so on. Yeah.
Yeah. So, there's something so restorative about nature. And it's interesting at the end of every show, I usually ask my guests, what gives them pleasure? And I can't tell you how many times women have told me being in nature. And, the restorative nature of geothermal waters and the Arctic landscapes. And then the addition of being in a group of women can be so restorative. And so I wanted to speak about that. I have friends who say, oh, I'll never go with a group. I'll never go on a led tour. But there's something about the way you and Tara talk about this experience that makes me want to articulate how it's different from other tours where they tell you you have to go from here to there to here to there, etc. How would you say it's different from some of those other quote unquote tours?
Well, first of all, I think me and Tara, we have been doing a beautiful job of getting the women in a very good circle where they are really well taken care of,
Yeah, yeah.
So we are always very aware of how they are feeling and how they are doing. And I mean, we have one-on-one talk with them, but also, like you say, also when group of women that are looking for the same thing, when they come together, there is something that happens. It's so powerful. And I have seen it over and over again on those tours. It's like women that come broken and even having a hard time, something goes away and they open up. And I think it's not just me and Tara, it's also the other practitioner, the women and the nature. All this combined makes this such a unique experience. And it's not like that you have to do everything. I mean, we have a program, of course. So we have a full program for the whole day and sometimes even evening session. But we always say to our women, if you are tired or if you don't feel for coming on that session, just let us know and you just do your thing, It's also about just taking care of yourself, because I feel that so often we as women, we do not take the time to take care of ourselves. We are always taking care of everyone else. We are always giving, 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 and we forget to think about ourselves until we are
Indeed.
so drained up that we don't have anything left.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so that's why I wanted to create this with Tara when we started to talk about, she wanted to do like this kind of bathing, going into the bathing culture, which I wrote my BA master degree about. So she wanted to do that, but I wanted to more like intertwine in things that would help women to take better care of themselves. Because I have had the opportunity in my life to do that for myself. And I know how much game changer it has been. And I have seen my other friends that have taken the time to do that for themselves. It is a game changer. And I kind of wanted to give that opportunity to women that would come on our tour, to give themselves this gift just for once, just to see how it feels, and just to try to get them to put a ritual into their life every day to do a little bit something for them.
Yeah, some women have said to me, Amy, I'm really curious about this trip you're going on, but, a week away, what is that going to do to change my life? And what I have discovered in other retreats is that even just a small bit of something they learn, whether it's how to take a deep breath, maybe it's just one deep breath, or it's about the value of hearing a sound that is healing to them, or the reminder that dipping into something hot makes them feel good, or plunging into something cold kind of invigorates them. And we know that even these small changes, if you incorporate them into your daily life, they eventually become, well, not only habitual, but they also build on themselves. And sometimes experiences like going to Iceland with a group of women, doing things that you don't think that you would otherwise do, being challenged in ways that are new and different, shift us. Sometimes they shift us in a quiet way, and sometimes they shift us in a big, bold way, but they shift us. So again, this trip, I want to remind the audience, this isn't a trip where you're going to be climbing mountains that are, 10,000 feet up. This is more about restoration, relaxation, going inwards, learning about the body and the changes and opportunities of the perimenopause and menopause, and then take it with you when you leave Iceland. And yeah, hopefully bring the memory with you so that you are reminded on a regular basis about taking better care of yourself, looking for opportunities that help you relax and restore throughout your busy lives. Because yeah, you're absolutely certainly my experience true is also that most women I know never stop doing. They just don't. They just don't.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
and there's also, I guess I just want to speak to you briefly about what happens when a group of strangers get together. I've seen it. How would you describe what happens when a group of women who don't know one another, what happens?
It's very funny because the first morning when we start our first session, they are kind of, you can see they are looking at each other and like they are not sure about themselves and how they are feeling about this. And then, like, as the morning goes in, it's like they are opening up. And by the third hour, then it's like we have known each other for a lifetime. It's so strange. And it's another thing that is so amazing with this group of women is that you get lifetime long friends in there. I mean, we always create WhatsApp groups so we stay together, like connected after the tours. And we share stories and we give our problems and get opinions and things like that. It becomes a community, your
Yeah,
community. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So
It's particularly profound because as we're aging, you know, for many of us who are parents, our early years as parents, we develop our community around our kids, right?
mhm.
And so when we get to this middle age where our kids are grown, and I know you have two kids, right? And one's
Yes.
out of the house and one's still with you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. As they move out of the house, our community shifts a bit. One, because
Mhm.
people tend to move or people get ill or, you know, all kinds of forces cause for shifts and changes in community. So if we have the opportunity to travel together and share this remarkable experience together and build friendships, you know, kind of out of the blue in a way, what a gift. What a remarkable gift it will be for all of us.
Yeah, it is. And I have seen from these groups of women that then they also like one of them will say, I have seen this trip and I would like to go on that trip. Will someone come with me? And then others jump on. So they keep on traveling together after that. And
Oh,
I think
that's so
it's
great.
such a wonderful. And they sometimes meet up, those who live close by, they may have a weekend together or it's amazing. I think that's wonderful.
Great, great.
Mm.
So for those of you listening, you know, I want to remind you that you can come by yourself. You can come with a sister, an aunt, a friend, whomever. And that when we talk about the perimenopause and menopause, this might be because you're about to enter it. This might be because you're in the midst of it. And this might be because you're already done with it, but you're asking yourself, how do I move forward in this postmenopausal time with integrity, pleasure, joy, and knowledge? So I guess I'd ask you, when you heard about the addition of this conversation about the perimenopause and menopause, what did you think, Inga?
I thought it was great. I mean, I'm already in my menopause.
Uh-huh.
And so when I started, maybe like 5 years ago now, I went through the first 2 years sweating and aching and without sleep, whatever, you know. And I thought to myself, oh my God, I'm turning into my mom because my mom never went on hormones. And I'm
Uh-huh.
like, I said to my husband, I'm going to go to the doctor and get some pills. I can't do this. I don't want to turn into my mom with all her problems. And so I did, and it saved my life.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I thought it was such a great idea to combine and make like a little twist to that tour with this focus. I think it's a
Great.
wonderful idea, Amy.
Yeah, I look forward to many of
Mm,
them
hmm
because I do think it's a kind of a perfect blending
hmm
and opportunity for women, again, to learn about Iceland, to learn about you, to learn about the culture, and to learn about what's going on in their bodies. Not just in this reflective way of, okay, what happens when I'm in a sound bath or when I jump into the cold sea, but what's going on a physiological and hormonal level so that I can address it when I get home or talk to me, because I'm going to be there, about more personal journeys that you might be having.
Yeah.
So, Inga, is there anything else that you want to add to this conversation? I suspect you and I might talk again to promote the trip in 27 once we have the dates so everyone knows about it. But is there anything else you want to say about this journey and adventure and what women might be gifted with, if you will, after seeing Iceland and all that it has to offer?
Well, first of all, I want to say that for any women out there listening, if they are afraid to come alone, don't be. I mean, you get to know so many beautiful women and you are well taken care of. You won't be alone. From the first minute we come together, you won't be alone. So that's one thing. Of course, if you have someone to travel with, that's always fun. But no one should be afraid of coming to our tour alone, because we will sure make them not feel alone. And then secondly, like I said, I just want people or women to take out from this more knowledge about themselves, how they can deal with menopause or premenopause or postmenopause. And it's so wonderful that you will be on the tour and we can have a private talk or a group session talk about how we are feeling, how things are, and get open discussion about things that most women don't want to talk about openly with others.
That's right. And it's going to be such a wonderful opportunity to kind of laugh and cry and bemoan and giggle around, because it's a bizarre transition for all of us. I don't care how subtle or extreme it is. It's still a marking of time and the passage of years. And so it's so wonderful when you can have kind of this array of emoting around it. Yeah.
Great. Yeah.
So for those listening, if you're interested in staying in touch with us about this journey that will happen in 2027 and to learn more about it, you can go to Green Edventures, Edventures, Green Edventures, to learn more about what Tara does. You can go to dramynovak.com and write to me and ask me about it. You could write to GynoCurious@gmail.com, and I will keep you on a list. I have a email list that I will send all of this information to, and we will certainly be posting it on social media so that you can have access to it. But I certainly hope that you consider it and share this with other folks, because I just know that this will be an amazing journey for all of us.
Yes, I'm sure it will. And I'm really looking forward to see you here in Iceland in 27 and these amazing ladies that are going to come with us.
Great. Inga, thank you so much for joining me today, and I'll look forward to speaking to you as we prepare this journey. And I'm sure we'll go on GynoCurious again in early 27 to tell everyone when it's happening.
Yes.
I also want to thank Jen Hammoud and Maddie Rosenberg, my co-producers. I want to thank David Hoffman for editing the show, and to the Epicurean here in Rhinecliff, New York, for taking such good care of us and letting us be here. Until next time, please be well, listen to your instincts and your intuitions. They are the greatest of teachers, not to be ignored.
Thank you, Amy.
Thank you. Be well. I look forward to seeing you and being with you.
Yeah, me too. Bye.
Bye.